Who will be chasing DJ's 5-shot lead? In the history of the Tour Championship, the largest final round comeback was 5 strokes when Camilo Villegas was able to catch Sergio Garcia back in 2008. So there is hope for Schauffele, Thomas and the other chasers. Robert, who is the biggest threat to DJ today in your opinion?
I think Justin Thomas. The biggest threat to DJ is, just staying out front somehow. So sort of himself, but mostly if you're looking at the come behind players, it's Justin Thomas. He's the guy that can go the lowest of the three. He's the most, I don't want to say the best, but he's the most established and the winningest on the PGA Tour of those players. And he's a pit bull with a bone in his mouth too. If he gets out and gets off to a start and just senses and smells that he can maybe catch Dustin, he's the guy that's not going to get in over his head. He's not going to worry about what might be or even what Dustin is doing. Is just green light, and he's going to be on go.
I agree. The greatest external threat is definitely Justin Thomas from his ability to just go low. He's going to have to today in order to try to catch Dustin Johnson. But I actually think the greatest threat to Dustin Johnson is Dustin Johnson. To me, again, this is, as Anna, you put it, his tournament to lose. As much as it is his tournament to win. So I think his challenge today is kind of maintaining the game plan that he's already put into place. The good news that we heard from DJ in his sound yesterday was that he felt like the worst 2 rounds are already behind him, that he's playing great golf. He sounded very confident. So I don't anticipate there being a problem, but I think of the greatest challenge to him today, it's going to be coming from himself, trying to achieve something that he's never done before, and that's winning the FedEx Cup.
And DJ's chasers, Xander and JT, have got brilliant records at this venue. And when you look at Justin Thomas and his performance so far this week, the general narrative has been the cold putter. He just hasn't quite been able to get the speed of the greens as he's wanted to. He missed that 16-inch par putt on 10 yesterday. He showed frustration and then went on to make 3 birdies. What's he going to have to do today to find that sort of inner frustration, find that inner dogged competitor that JT had?
A really good start, I think, is very important. You've got to get out there and let yourself and Dustin know that this isn't just his yet. And he can't just, do the ticker tape parade around the golf course today. He has to play really well, and he has to play. So Justin has to play well early, or Xander or Rahm, for that matter, has to get off to a really good start to at least send a message to DJ early.
Okay, well, let's take it to school, guys, shall we? Let's bring out the whiteboards. Let's build a game plan for these chasers, Paige. What would the keys be to your game plan?
Well, mine's a bit of a game of Pictionary, and that is what I feel like they need to do is act like a
cat, tiger,
Square,
square
corner,
up, window,
corner,
cat. Okay, so point being, their back's up against the wall, and they've got to come out fighting early. I agree with you, Robert. I think that's the only way that the nearest chasers can approach today, is that they've got to try to put on as much pressure early in the round, get out to a hot start, and make DJ think a little bit early in the round. So they got to act a little bit like a cornered cat, if that makes any sense at all.
Perfect sense.
I feel like Paige must have had a really mean cat in the house growing up.
Yeah, the claws are out.
Speaking of growing up, I used to watch the Saturday morning cartoons, and this is my this is the Wonder Twins. They were on Super Friends, and they always fought against the Legion of Doom, which would be DJ today, frankly. But this is Rahm and JT, or JT and Rahm. I'm not assigning one to the other. But they need to forget about DJ. They need to activate their own game and just play each other, feed off each other, get going early, almost the way Reed and Spieth did when they were teammates. They were still enemies, and they said, this is why we're successful, because we're trying to beat each other. So go at each other, get some momentum, and maybe they can both feed off of that momentum and chase down the Legion of Doom, Lex Luthor.
Were the Wonder Twins an inspiration for you in your career,
Not
Robert?
so much, not so much. I don't even know where they came from last night, but I like it. I was proud of it.
Well, let's hope they're all watching this morning and picking up some tips from the Twins.